everyone knows we're starting.
All right. Hello, guys. Thank you for joining the Social Media Fridays. I'm so excited. Thank you guys for extending. I know that we started a little 1 hour later this time. Just signed up a new brand partner. So super excited for Lance. He's going to be awesome. And so we did that. And then today we have Jared is going to be joining us. And we're going to be talking about video editing and going into some details on video editing, a few different apps that you could use. I know we talked about this a little bit in the past, but we're going to go into some more details, and we're going to also be having an expert with us. Jared has been doing video editing for 20 years. And so I'm so excited for you guys to get a chance to get to learn a little bit more from him. So Jared, if you want to introduce yourself a little bit and maybe tell us a little bit why social media is so important to you, and also why video editing is important to you, and why does that matter?
Cool. Yeah, thank you, Kevin. So yeah, I've been doing it for a while. Like I started like when IMAX first came out and like nonlinear editing, we call it NLEs, like Final Cut Pro and Adobe Premiere started coming out. So yeah, I've been doing it for a while. I've cut 4 or 5 feature films, done all these like music videos and commercials and all sorts of commercial editing. So I've done film editing and commercial editing, and they're different. You know, one of them's more kind of loose and crazy, and then one of them's more like narrative storytelling. So how that applies to social media, I think it's very important that more and more people have, you know, smartphones. Everyone has a camera, and they're storing all these videos, and a lot of time they just accumulate, and they're either too long or they're not really shaped in a way that's consumable to the public. So what happens there is that no one has like an outlet for a lot of the great content that they're making, and more people are gravitating towards videos on social media. They're more eye-catching, they're more engaging, and they live for longer. And you know, you can put it on multiple platforms, right? So I think when you get like a kind of a basic understanding of how editing works, it will help you with your like how to make videos for Instagram or TikTok or any social platform. You'll see things differently. You'll imagine, like before you even start shooting your video, you can imagine how it's going to come together in the edit. You're not just going to shoot and then hope for the best, right? So I can show you right now. I'll show you what Adobe Premiere looks like. So Adobe Premiere is, do you guys see my screen right now? It's good? Okay. So it's not free. It's about like, I don't know what it is now, actually. I have like a company one, but I think it's a few $100s a year to subscribe to it. But it's a really powerful tool, and I learned doing editing this way. Like this is the screen I'm familiar with, where you know you have like your items here on the left, your raw clips, and then you have this window here where you preview things, and then this is the timeline. So like a very complex timeline, I'll show you what one looks like, looks like this. You know, lots of clips, lots of edits, and you know, all this stuff's offline right now, but you can see that there's lots of tracks, lots of audio clips. So it looks complicated, but I'll break it down for you in a way that's really easy to understand. And then you'll actually see how the editors on phones work in a similar way. They're just more simplified. So let's say I want to make a video with these clips right here. So I have 3 stock footage clips right here. And yeah, I just want to cut something together, right? So here I have a video clip of, what is this? Say family having dinner or something. So what you do is you don't take the entire clip. You don't want the whole thing. I just want, let's say, an in point and an out point from this clip. And this is the only section of the video I want, right? So I have the section I want. This is the piece that I'm interested in. So I'll just bring that down on my timeline like that. And what you start to do is add one clip after the other. And then you're kind of creating a sequence, you're creating an edit. And I think a lot of people are accustomed to this look right now of a timeline. Like they recognize, okay, like I have one shot after the other. You know, I've done this on TikTok or whatever. And, you know, you just add the clips onto a timeline, right? And if you think of a timeline as like a visual representation of time, it's like, I'll press the play button. Sorry, it's super laggy right now. I think it's because it's like streaming HD video right now, so it's probably going to play back really laggy, but this is really it. It's just like putting one clip after the other, and then, you know, if you want sound for certain clips, you could do that. So these are the video tracks up here, you know, and you can move one on top of the other so that there's like an overlay effect. And then for audio, let's say I want to steal the audio from this clip, I bring it down here. So this is what the audio track looks like. So you can see the waveforms in the audio. And yeah, you're capable of doing really complex edits this way. So hold on, just to make sure I have everyone in here. Yeah, so whoops. This way, it's like things like adding a title. It's very easy, you know, you just click here in the window, add your titles. You can move them around, change the color. All these controls are built in, and it's all very, like, once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy, right? You can change the size of clips. You can change, you could do effects. Like, let's say I wanted to transform this clip. I wanted to flip it horizontally. I could do that very easily. I could flip it vertically, but that's weird, so I won't do that. And then, yeah, it's color correction. That's a big one. So these clips are already pretty nice, but like, let's say I have some crappy iPhone footage here. I'm just gonna make a new sequence. Okay, so this clip here, oh, there's Maya's voice. So it's making some balls here. So I'm just gonna take this little clip, add it to my timeline. I can't. Oh, there it is. And then I want to color correct this, right? Whoops. What I would do is add a color correction. And then here's all the controls. You know, so all the apps like Adobe After Effects, they all work in a really similar way. Like they all have the same kind of structure. This isn't a great shot to work from, but you know, like beyond just like changing the scale, I could like rotate this clip on the fly like that. You know, enhance the color. Increase the brightness, contrast, and most color correction is very simple. It's just boosting the whites, boosting the blacks, increasing contrast, adding saturation, which is like the color of it. So there you could see that there's a nice improvement in the color, right? This is the before, and then this is after. Oops. Okay, so yeah, you can do quite a bit of detailed work in Premiere. And that's really cool because, so I learned on Premiere, right? I learned how to edit on Premiere. So I gravitate towards it. Like if we shoot something on our phones, I'm just like, okay, I can edit all this together very quickly in Premiere because I'm proficient at it. But let's say you're not, you need to do some editing on your phone. So let's talk about that. Here, Kevin, I'm just gonna get my phone connected. Can you just take over for a second?
Yeah, so I want to share like a little different perspective from me. So I don't have the 20-year experience of video editing. I started video editing probably about 2.5 years ago. And the only reason I personally started video editing is because I was living in Kuwait and I really wanted to share some stuff online. And I didn't really know how to do it. And so I was like, well, I really want to start a YouTube and at least share my story. I wanted to share my vegan story. I wanted to share some of the things that I learned. I just got inspired and wanted to share or making a difference. And so in the beginning, I was like, well, I know YouTube. I see people doing on YouTube. So I went to go try YouTube, right? And I was like, well, how do I edit a video for YouTube? So what I ended up doing is my very first time, I set up my phone and it was, oh, I set up my phone like literally in my, what's it called? I'm echoing, I think. Allison's phone is connected or
Sorry.
something, echoing. Oh, that's yours. Oh, so anyways, I set up my phone in the closet. I started talking to the camera and I was done. And I was like, okay, now how do I post this and edit this? And I was like, well, I need to figure it out. And you know how when you're searching online and you're like doing something, or you do a Google search, or you do some other stuff, and then all of a sudden you get an ad for the thing that you were searching? Does it ever happen to you? It was one of those moments where I got an ad for beginning video editor. And I was like, well, I'm a beginner. It'd be nice to have something for a beginner. So what I have is for a beginner. So before Jared, before you show your phone thing, I'll show you mine, which is the beginner. So it's like Premiere that he showed you is more advanced. As you guys can see, it's probably like look like a language to some of you guys, right? Which is great for when you really want to do a lot of stuff, because that Premiere that he has, you could create a movie on that. Like you could create like a full length, like, action movie or something on that with all the additions that Premiere could do. Whereas mine is a lot more simpler, which is designed specifically for beginners. The other thing is, let's say you do decide to get one of these video editors or whatever for your computer. You have a laptop and you're like, I want to get a little bit more advanced, which is usually what the computers do, a little bit more advanced than the phones. They have a few more features. This would be a great one to start in the beginner. It's called Wondershare by Filmora, and I'll just do a quick rundown of that one and you could see the difference on the simplicity, and it's much cheaper, and you buy it one time. So Premiere is subscription based. You could do monthly or you could do yearly. Mine is by one time. I think it was 60 US, I think, one time, and I never had to pay again, and it constantly does updates. So I don't have to pay anything for the updates as they continue to update the software and update more things. So that's nice. So I'm going to do my share screen. Jerry, you can make me the host.
Yeah, your host
and then
already.
I can share my screen. Okay. So I'll share mine and show you guys what a beginner one looks like. Oh, I thought it is open. Okay, good. So this is Wondershare by Filmora. It's a little bit small, a little bit simpler. So right here is this section is where all of my videos are that I have chosen for this particular video that I want to edit. So I could, if I want to add more, I hit import media files, and then I go to my folder and select whatever files I want to add in this section. This section to the right is like my preview of what's happened. And the bottom is the timeline, like Jared was describing what I add to it. So let's say I want to create this video right here. This right here is a video of me pouring some water from a stream into a Purium cup. All right, I actually haven't edited this video. I did want to edit this one and make it into something. So this one is, I would add this, and let's say I wanted to add something else, like me drinking it next, right? I would add that one in. Okay. And so now I have, let's say, filling up the water, drinking the water, right? And let's say I wanted to add some music to it, right? So I have my music section right here.
So Kevin, sorry to interrupt you, man.
And I would add the music, use the music. Yeah.
There's a few people trying to get in to the meeting, and because you're host right now, do you think you could just let them in quickly?
Yes, I went to participants. Wait, hold on. Okay, I'm gonna have you be the host because I don't know how to add them in. I don't know why it's not having them add in.
But if you make me the host, then you can't screen share.
You can
yeah. So I'm the host now? Oh, no, you're still the host.
One second.
Participants, just choose me, and then
Everyone's trying to get in for the past.
Okay. They come in late. Are you able to?
Yeah, sorry, it wasn't going. Yeah, here it goes now. All right, there you go.
Okay, so I'm the host. Okay.
Yeah, Allison and Jared are the host.
Okay, so just wait a second. I don't see them yet, but they should right link.
Or it's my link, right? It's our link 252.
No,
It's not
no, it's just the link that Kevin posted. Um,
FNL. Okay, sorry everyone. Hang on.
okay, just a second.
Sending the right thing.
You were doing Wondershare, right, Kev?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really cool. So that was on your laptop, right?
Yeah, and I can show you guys a couple small things on that. Once we'll be able to get back to it once we add them in, right?
Yeah, exactly. Just give them a second because they're coming through. So yeah, I like what you're saying, how like it does kind of look like Chinese at the beginning, but it's very simple once you get comfortable. Ingrid was asking, do you guys have experience with iMovie? I haven't tried making anything with it yet, but I assume it would work. Yeah, iMovie is very similar to Premiere. It's actually easier to use. And yeah, you can do all the similar type of things, you know, where you can overlay different clips onto each other and do like transitions and things like that. But I think for our purposes, like we just want to do very simplified editing, you know, like you just want to string a bunch of clips together, trim the beginning and the end, the head and the tail of each of those clips, throw on some music filters, some titles. So yeah, like we do. The intention here is just to get you comfortable with that concept, right? Okay, so Kelly Larson's in, welcome. Catherine Brown's coming
What's up, Kelly?
in.
How's it going?
Okay, so we just have a couple, is that it? Just two?
How are you guys? Good to see you.
How's it going, bro? Good to see you.
Kev, I'll make
So
you
those are the
host.
two.
Do you want to continue your Wondershare share?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna make you host
Yeah.
again. Okay, you are now the host, so you can do your share. Sorry about that.
No worries. All right. Thank you guys for joining in. So what I was doing is I was sharing a little bit about what's Wondershare by Filmora, and it's a beginner video editor for the laptop. So this is designed to be for the beginning. So I have my videos right here that I want to use for the video. I have my my preview of the videos, and then I have my timeline. So what I added so far is 2 video clips, one with a Purium cup and some water being added to it, and then me drinking the water from it inside the forest. And then I added some music down here. And so the music, I would choose the part of the song that I like, that I want to add to the music. So I can go anywhere down the line. So let's like, you know what, this is the spot that I want. I would just hit this cut button right here. And let's say I wanted to delete this beginning part. I would right click and then delete, right? That's a simple way. And then I'll slide this all the way down to the beginning, and then I'll cut at the very end right here so that it lines up. So let's say I have this music lined up, and this is the music that I want. This is the video how I want it. It's just 2 clips put together just like so. And I want to put like a title. There's several functions up here where I can add titles, transitions, effects, a couple different things, some elements, right? So let's say I wanted to add a title. You have a few options right here, base titles that are already ready. The font's already there. You can see how it looks. You might like the way it looks. You can customize the colors. You can customize size and the font, or maybe you want some subtitles. Maybe you want a lower third, which is like one of these. Honestly, this is the one I use the most because I kind of like the font. So let's say I add this on top, and now you can see, if I look at that part of the video, you can see the title is right here, and then I can customize it and create whatever I want. I can type in anything else that I would like let's say, drinking from the river, as an example. And I could put that wherever I like, and I could change it up. If I do advanced, I can modify it even further. I can make it different colors. I can change the name. I can change the color. I can change the size of it, blur, opaque. I can add borders to the font, like all the different things. There's a lot of different things that you could do to it to make it look kind of like how you want. right? And then the location that you want. I can make it shorter or longer. So anyone that's edited in TikTok, you know what it's like moving the text around. So just like so. And then there's just other basic stuff. Like let's say a transition, like a simple transition, like let's say a fade. I wanted to add a fade transition. What is that? I would slide that in between a shot. So this would happen and it would fade to black between the shots. So if I look what that looks like, so you can see what it looks like. And that's an example of like a transition. And there's several different ones. And this is all really simple. Like it has pictures, like you could do little hearts. I've done that before. You could tap on it to see what that looks like. And you know, you have lots of little different stuff. But let's say you're like, oh my gosh, this is still a lot because this is a lot in the beginning. Every single thing that you could find on here, there's a YouTube video to learn how to do it as well. So you could do YouTube video tutorial, or they have tutorials within the app itself. But keep in mind, this one is designed for beginners, and it was great. I went to Premiere later on and actually went back to this personally because I was like, this is so much simpler, and I didn't need it to be complex, and I was already used to it. And that's what happens to most people. Like Ingrid said, iMovie. If iMovie works for you and you could do exactly what you want on iMovie and it works well, and you could watch YouTube videos on how to use iMovie, use it. You know, it's definitely a good call. So are there any questions before I move on about that app? And it's called Wondershare by Filmora, around $60 for one-time purchase. Before we move on, if there's any other questions. And if not, you guys can answer in the chat below, or Jared, you can go on to phone apps for editing and talk about Splice. I think you're going to talk about.
Yes. So yeah, there's like a bunch of video editing for phones. I've used a couple, but this is the one I've been using more often. It's free. It's called Splice. Do you want to make me host, Kevin? Because I just like it's simple to use, and it's for doing things like speeding and slowing down clips, adding text. Just I would do the editing, and then we would post to social media. So a bit of a different process. Like in TikTok, you build the edit in TikTok, and then you could share it, download it, and put it on a different platform. But in this case, it's like a non-social media app that I'm using to just see if there's anyone wanting to come in. Okay, we're okay. Okay, so I'm going to show you now my screen, and this is called Splice. I actually don't know. I think it's only for iPhone. I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to search Splice. Oops. Splice. Okay. So it starts like this, and it prompts you to open a new project. So I'm going to open a new project. And then if I go into my videos folder, I'll see all my recent videos. So I'm just going to add a few here, random. So here I have this clip here, and then I'm going to take this clip of us on the plane. And so I'm just choosing clips now that I want to add in. Okay, so they could have sound, they cannot have sound, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so here, and then a clip of this weird lady. Okay, so I have these 3 clips in a row. It doesn't matter if they're not in the order that you want them to be. You're just loading those clips into the project, right? And then it says which aspect ratio do you want to use. So it automatically chose portrait because it saw that the clips are shot like that. They're not like horizontal. So choose portrait. You'd say create. And then, so now what it did, it put those 3 clips. I'm just zooming out here of the timeline. So these are my 3 clips. I had this clip, this one, and then this one, right? So this clip is just this VFX thing. And then I have the kids on a plane. And then I have lady in her COVID tent. Okay. So, and then I can see it. It's right here. So you can see at the top here that the whole sequence is 29 seconds long. You see at the very top there. So that's the overall duration of this. So now what I want,
is that a joke real quick? That lady, is that a joke or that's serious?
It's serious. I'm pretty sure it's serious. Yeah. I don't know. I can't play it for some reason, but yeah, she was walking around in her tent in a store. Yeah. Okay, so these are my clips, right? If you want to move stuff around, you just drag them around like this. See, I could change the order of the clips very easily. Just slide them around, easy peasy. If I want to edit them, as in I want to shorten them from the head or the tail, once the clip is selected like this, you can grab the beginning. So yeah, I'm touching the front, the head of it, and I'm shortening it from the front, or I'm shortening it from the end like that. Okay, so I can only make the clip as long as it is. And then, yeah, the same thing for all these clips. You can shorten the beginning or the end. So if you want to cut out something from the middle of the clip, I know this happens a lot to people where they're like, I have this nice video, this shot, but I want to cut something out from the middle. What we do is this, split. And then you choose your split marks. So here, see, I broke the clip up into 3 pieces. And then this clip in the middle, I want to get rid of that. So I click extract. And then I think it takes it out. Oh, wait, I think I can actually just delete it. Delete it. Just give it a second. I think if I drag it, yeah, I can just bring it into the garbage. Okay. So there, I made a cut within a shot. Okay, so that's considered like a very technical thing to do that, but you see how easy that is. Okay, so let's say I want to speed this clip up right here. It's too long. It's running too fast. I want to speed it up. You highlight the clip and then you press speed down here. So right now it's running at 1 time speed. So I could slide this over and see it. The faster I make the clip, the shorter it gets. That makes sense, right? Because this is a visual presentation of it. And then if I want to shorten it, I want to slow it down. The clip gets longer. Then you can see at the top, see my sequence now at the very top in the middle, it's 37 seconds because I slowed that clip down, right? There's an undo button up here at the top. So you can jump back if you make a mistake very easily. It's going back with all the steps, right? You could do effects, so filters, like change the colors, like that. No, not right now. You can crop shots. So like, let's say I want to crop this image right here. I click it, and then I think you could change the size of it if you want to, like that. Zoom in, zoom out. And then, yeah, what else? I think there's also, this is useful, volume. So like, let's say this clip, you don't want to have the sound playing, especially if you change the speed. It's either going to sound like or like chipmunk voices because you sped it up. Click the volume button and then just bring that to 0. So there's no volume on that clip anymore. And there's just adjustments to the color, contrast, saturation, the kind of things I was showing you in Premiere. You have those tools here. So you can do a color correction. Yeah, and that's like the very simple stuff. So there are things like adding text effects. You know, you can do your text here, change the font, change the size and everything like that. That's all easily done. And then these titles, right? You move it around. Like where do you want this title to go on your sequence? Because for right now, it's happening here. And then it lasts until here, and then it's over. So you decide how long you want this to go on for, where you want it to happen. You are the creator. So that's it. Once that's done, I hit the share button at the top, and then you could save it to your phone. You could share it to another device or a friend.
We had a question, Jared,
Yeah.
about
Go ahead.
Splice. Can you do a voiceover? Since you're on
Can you
Splice,
do it?
Can you do a voiceover?
No, go over there. Can you do a voiceover directly in it? Yeah, you click the voice. I don't have my settings open, but yeah, what you would do is you click this voice button. Here you can actually add sounds too, like music and stuff. Here's how you add music, preloaded music, and then voice would be your voiceover. Yeah, so you can do that. Yeah, and then you just export it out. Really simple, and then you get a nice exported clip, no watermark on your device. It's awesome. So that is a great app. I really like it. It's easy to use, and it's been great for doing these like Muscle May videos, you know, because the clips are always long. They're always like 3, 4, 5 minutes long. You want to get it down to 30 seconds. So you just do that effect, that speed adjustment real fast, and it's super easy.
Yeah, that's awesome. And if you don't have iPhone, I have something similar that's just like that. I won't go into detail because it's the same thing basically, but it's just a different app. It's called Rush by Adobe. So Adobe makes Premiere. So this is like Premiere's version of the mobile device, and it's way easier. So I can share, if you can make me the host on my, on the other Kevin Luna, the one
Oh,
from my phone,
the
which
other,
is the one with the picture. If you can make me the host.
let me see. Is it this one right here?
Yeah, I
Is that
think you
right?
did it. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Technical wizards right here.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you guys how to do Adobe Rush. So what you guys will see is it's gonna be very similar to the one that he just showed, but this is, and these are both free. Yeah, so I see the question, these are both free. And this one doesn't come with the watermark. So let's say I wanted to create a new video. These are some of my older ones. I'm gonna hit the plus at the bottom, gonna add some media, select some photos and videos. And let's say I want, let's see a good video. I don't know, let's say this one. Well, let's do this one. So now it's adding that video into the timeline. And then at the bottom, there's a few options. So there's this one that looks like a rectangle or like 3 lines. If I tap that one, it looks just like it looks on the computer. So it looks just like the timeline. So I can add different layers of the video, just like so. At the bottom, I can also change these settings. Like if I want the different ratio, 4:5 ratio is the typical ratio of an Instagram video. So it'll fit there. 1:1 is a typical of an Instagram post. 9:16 is a typical story. Any of the stories, whether it's TikTok, whether it's Instagram, Facebook stories, or IGTV. 16:9 is typically YouTube video. That's the typically. So let's say I selected this, and I could do the same thing as he just said. I have cut functions. I can hit these scissors. I cut it in half. I can add things. I can delete things. I can change the speed, just like he showed. I can hold it down and move it to another location if I don't like the location it's at. I can change the color, add some effects, and I can also add, if I press the plus button, it shows different things I can add. So I can add a voiceover. I can add more audio. I can add a picture directly from here. I can add more media if I want to add another video. So it's pretty much the same. And this one is the same. There's no watermark and it uploads for free. So that's a great thing for this one. Now, if I want to do the most common one, honestly, that like most people are using right now is TikTok, and it's a great video app. So I'm going to quickly go into TikTok because I know that a lot of people are using TikTok now and are comfortable with it. But there's something I want to show you about TikTok that you might not like. You might not like the watermark. So I'm going to show you really quick how to get rid of the watermark onto a TikTok video, because you might be like, oh, well, I don't want a watermark on my video, which shows the TikTok. You might want it. It's totally up to you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the video that I want to get a watermark. I'm going to select the 3 dots. I'm going to hit copy link. Once the link is copied, I'm going to go to my apps, and I have, if I type in on my search bar for my apps, TikTok downloader, I have a few of them because sometimes they don't work, but just search TikTok downloader on your app store to download without the watermark. I'm going to paste the link and then hit down. Then it's going to download this link. It's going to download this video to your phone without the watermark. So that's a great way to create a video in TikTok if you're comfortable with it, and to get it without the watermark. So if I go to my videos now, and I look at my recent videos, it'll show up here. This is the video right here, and it doesn't have the watermark, and it also maintains the quality. So it maintains a nice quality. It doesn't really lower the quality too much. So that's just a quick way of how to get a watermark from TikTok. Quick little ways in TikTok. If you're in the main home screen and you want to create a video on TikTok, hit the plus button at the bottom, and you could record directly. So I could record, I can talk to the camera, and I could post it just as is if I want, just like anything else, just like a Instagram story. Or I can upload, and I could choose some stuff. So let's say I actually choose this one because this is not a bad one as an example. Sometimes these two videos that I chose are examples of an Instagram story. So what I love about Instagram story is they have a feature called caption, where you can add captions to your video automatically, and it's pretty accurate. So if you look at this one, this is what I posted about the Social Media Friday. And if I select default, it's gonna automatically put those videos together in the right sequence. If you notice at the bottom, I have 2 videos, and it will automatically put them lined up. And I saved these from my Instagram story, and it has the text already. If you notice your Instagram story is 15 seconds, how do you put those together? How do you put 2 15-second videos together? This is how I put 2 15-second videos together. I would just go to TikTok. I would select them both. I would hit the check mark. Then after the check mark is done, I would hit the next in the top right. And now I can add some more things to it. So maybe I want to, if you look at the right, top right, I can add a filter. I can add a voice effect, change my voice. I can make it sound like a chipmunk. I can add a voiceover to it, right? So let's say I want to do a voiceover. I click voiceover, and I can choose to keep the original sound or record over it directly. So let's say I take away the original sound by clicking the check mark in the bottom left, and I want to do a voiceover. I would just simply hold it down, and I would talk while it's going, and it's going to record my voice and everything that I say, and then I release it, and I can review it and listen to it again by pressing play in the middle, or I can save it if I like it. If I wanted to add some sounds, the bottom left is sounds. I can search all kinds of different sounds. You can search your favorite artist. You can search popular. You can select TikTok viral ones. Whatever you want to select, all these different sounds. The only challenge with sounds is if you do sounds and you post it onto another app like Facebook or Instagram, it might block it for copyrighted music. So you could be careful with that. If you choose a sound that's just someone's voice, it's probably not copyrighted. So you could be safe there. You can add different effects to the video. So like you have visual effects, you have stickers, you have transitions, you have splitting, and you have time. The reason why I like TikTok is because it's a great beginner video app. It has all of the beginner stuff that you need for a basic video editor, but it's all done on your phone, and it's all really touch sensitive. So it's all really easy to use with your thumb. Some of those other apps like Splice or even Rush is a little bit harder personally, because I feel like my thumb is too fat. I don't know what TikTok did, but somehow they're able to make it really easy to edit with your thumb, and it's really easy. So let's say I wanted to add some flashing to this. Be caution if you have seizures or if you're epileptic, because that can be really damaging to your eyes. But there's all kinds of stuff: 70s, bling, heart stuff, shaking, souls, rainbows, all kinds of different stuff. Funny stickers, different transitions. There's not a lot. Really, there's not transitions. But there's all kinds of different stuff. Let's say you like it. You can hit save. You can change the volume. There's an option to change the volume. So let's say you added a voiceover or you added a song. Maybe the music is too loud and you're like, I can't even hear my voice. I need to put that music down and increase my voice. Well, you can do that here in the volume section. Then let's say you like the video, you hit next, and then you can post it. You can add your description, add the hashtags. If you do hashtags, sometimes the trending hashtags show up. Sometimes they don't. I don't know exactly why they don't. It might just be my location. But I ideally do a couple of trending hashtags and a couple of hashtags in your niche, whatever your niche may be. Maybe it's health, maybe it's fitness, maybe it's veganism, whatever your niche is. And you could post it also to Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, or stories or WhatsApp. You could also save for later as a draft if you want. So that's some stuff on TikTok. Since we're on TikTok right now, are there any questions? Let me see. How do you record a video like someone else's story if you can't download it? How do you record a video like someone else's story if you can't download it? So if you want to record someone else's story, there is apps for that. So if you go to the App Store and you search, let's say, Story Downloader, you should be able to use any of these apps. There's Story Saver. So there's all kinds of options here. Story Saver for Instagram video. You just see which one works. Often the one with something with 10 million views and 4.8 stars is probably gonna be the one that you want to use because it's probably people like it and it's working. So that's the one I would go with. I hope that answers that question. Is there any other questions on TikTok since I know that we're on TikTok right now? And you guys can always questions later. And I saw so many of you guys doing TikTok already, and I really liked it a lot. You guys were doing amazing. How do I stop sharing the screen? Where do I go?
It's great, man. Go back into Zoom and then just
Yeah, I got it. I found it. There it is.
Do you have any questions about it?
That's great, man. TikTok is like the more I tried it, you're right. It's like very user friendly and
Getting there.
Yeah.
It took me a long time to get comfortable with it. A long time. So just like I was scared of it. Yeah.
intimidating.
So now actually those little workout videos is how I got comfortable. Like just find something that you like, you know, like they're easy to make and it gets you more comfortable with using it.
Yeah, and I seriously recommend something like that as your go-to video editor app, because if you use something that is already a social media to edit video, you post it right there. You post it right to TikTok, you save it, and then you could use it in all other kinds of places. If you want to take off the watermark, then you could take off the watermark. So it's really beneficial, in my opinion, for doing it that way.
And you can hashtag PHP Live 2021 in TikToks. So that's another thing is another easy, you just want to get videos out there. They do well.
Yeah, exactly. If you're uploading or widening your reach videos, you have several options. You can select TikTok as an option. My mom does that. Almost all her videos that she submits for her widening your reach are for TikTok.
Amazing.
So maybe you could shed some light on the importance of subtitles, captions.
Okay, yeah. So for subtitles, the reason why I think subtitles are important is like there's a stat that says 85% of videos that are watched on Facebook are watched with no sound. That means with subtitles only, right? So that could be a huge benefit by adding subtitles. And sometimes people think it can be really challenging for subtitles. Sometimes I just put the general theme of what's going on if I don't want to type it all out. But now that honestly, there's an app on iPhone called Captions. If you look at that app, you could use it. There isn't something equivalent that I found that's really good for Android personally. The best one that I found that's really easy is the Instagram one. So now my go-to caption one, I'll go to Instagram if I want to add captions. I'll post the video onto my story. I'll select caption. It'll add the caption. I'll move it where I want and I'll hit save. And I don't even post that story. I just use that to make my captions for my video. And so that's my new go-to for creating captions from Android. If I had an iPhone, I would look for that app called Captions, and I would use that one because I've heard great things about that one.
Okay, I didn't know that it was included in stories. Wow. And as a mom, just to say, like, so many moms are putting their kids to bed or they're breastfeeding and they're scrolling and they can't listen, or they're waking up in the morning and their husband's still sleeping or their wife is still sleeping. You can't listen to things. So people want to consume things like it's less annoying. Basically, people appreciate the option.
Yeah, so things where text works well, Facebook, text works really well. Okay, Instagram as a post, honestly, it doesn't work that well. Instagram doesn't really like words or text, but Instagram TV, that's fine. If you do Instagram TV and you have subtitles or some kind of text, it does good there. But when the cover photo for Instagram TV, I wouldn't use any text, and I would try to limit text on Instagram. For some reason, it just doesn't like it. It's just not a good thing. And so, yeah, those are just a couple things as far as text and subtitles. Yeah, exactly. So you just put subtitles are great to include the deaf population too. Absolutely, voice message. Yeah, that's a really really good point. Is for the hearing impaired. Absolutely, that's a really good point.
I know there's and YouTube also, you can auto generate subtitles, closed captioning. So it's just using AI. It knows what you're saying. It's not always super accurate, but that's another one. And for Facebook, I was looking into it a little bit. I think if you run your video as an ad, it could do the subtitles, but just regular videos that you post cannot, it won't, you're not able to generate subtitles like that, which is annoying.
Yeah, I
But
won't do like an automatic generation. And I think Instagram TV now is doing automatic generated subtitles for, I think, Apple. I think Apple does automatic generated, like it has that option. Like the person could select subtitles to turn on for Instagram TV video.
so when you're doing your technique where you do it from your stories, you do it in 30-second blocks at a time because you're limited to 30 seconds.
15 second. Yeah, 15-second blocks. Yeah, which I'm keeping stuff short. I mean, look at the world we live in today. Everyone's attention span is so much shorter. We have such limited time to convey our message to people. We have such limited time to actually get a hook to keep them to actually watch what we're watching. I have a brand partner, honestly, that posts sometimes like 80 posts in one post. And I tell them, I say, I don't think that's successful because I don't think people are going to read all 80 pictures in one post. They're just scrolling by. Your bet is doing one or two, on each one. Unless you have a really good reason, like even Instagram, like let's say you post you could post up to 10 pictures on Instagram, right? If you have a good reason for people to swipe, you have a good chance at having a successful post. But if you're just a bunch of random pictures, without a good reason to swipe through, they're not likely to swipe through. It's just a very, very low attention rate. I mean, I just try to keep things short, as just a general rule of thumb because of the attention span and the apps that are being more and more successful, the attention span is getting lower and lower and lower. Like I imagine the next big app is going to be 5-second videos, 1-second videos. Like, so, I mean, I don't even know, but it just seems like it's going.
Well, mines were only 5 long, remember? So
Say it again.
So another thing too, I was going to touch on is being able to screen record has been a useful function. So that's like
for showing people how to do things. Yeah, screen record is a good one. Show them how.
Okay, so I'll show you how to do it on a phone, on an iPhone. Can you make me host again, Kev? Make sure I'm iPhone. Setting control center. So yeah, like let's say, I don't know, you want to just rip some video, like you want to
like there's even a Purium video, like you see something that someone is saying and you want to use it in your stories, you can just screen record.
Yeah, and sometimes like you don't know, like your video might disappear unless you have a copy of it, or you just want to like quickly take something. This is the way to do it. So on an iPhone, Eric, do you know how to switch me, Kev? I think because
I do. I don't know why it isn't working, but
you go to Zoom participants.
Yeah,
Zoom.
I know. Usually I click on it. It's working. I can just show on mine if that's okay, because for some reason it's not. Oh, you know what? Maybe I need to do it on my phone. Hold on. I got it. 1 second.
Oh, the wrong
okay,
device.
there we go. Yeah. Okay, you're host now.
Okay, so I already have mine turned on, so it's just like a shortcut where your like volume and your flashlight is like when you just swipe down. So it's like this button, see the one that's flashing record. So if you don't have that shortcut, you go to settings, control center, then screen recording here. You want to you would add that. If that's not included there, then find it here and then you add it to your functions. And it's really easy. Like
also one thing, Jared.
Yeah.
Sometimes phones don't have it. I know I've had an older phone that didn't have a screen recording option automatically. There are apps. In the past, I used an app to screen record. So you could download an app if you need to, if your phone doesn't have that function.
So yeah, it's for iPhone and it records the sound too, which is cool. It's actually good for like, let's say you have to demo how to use an app for somebody, or showing them like, okay, in the Pure Aim app, you go here and then click here, just record your screen and send that.
I personally do that all the time. I use the screen record function all the time on my phone for any of my brand partners. Sometimes they're like, how do I do the widen your reach again? I'll just open my phone real quick. I'll hit screen record. I'll talk to them at the same time. Okay, what I'm pressing is this. The next button I'm pressing is this. And then I press this. So I just explain it really detailed and then I just send it to them. And it doesn't take me more than the time it takes to record it. It might take me, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, 45 seconds. And then I send that to them and then they have that. So that's a really good point. It's a really, really beneficial.
That's a great one for showing your team how to do things like widen your reach. I did one like that for showing people how to do something. Yeah, as Kevin's saying, it's much easier to.
Yeah, it doesn't record Ingrid external sound. So it's just whatever's playing on your phone, it will record that.
If someone else is doing like a Facebook Live, can you record it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
It just saves it as a video.
Well, I can show you on my screen real quick what it looks like for Android, for those that have Android, if you
Okay.
want to make me the host, because mine does have the function where I can record my voice. So I can
Okay.
record the media sounds plus my own sounds. And so that can be beneficial for explaining
else?
it with my voice.
But maybe we should make sure, does anyone have an Android? Or I guess, I mean, whatever, you can continue.
Yeah, I
Go
do
ahead.
real quick because it's pretty easy. Okay, so make me the host on
Is this the wrong one that I chose?
the one with my picture, not my video.
They both have your picture.
I mean, not the one where I'm talking in my video.
Yeah, not this one. I don't know. For some reason, when I touch you, it opens up the chat. Why is it?
Oh, I see. It's confusing.
Close.
Oh, because you have to do either from your computer or your phone if it's doing that. You have to switch.
Oh, I only have my phone open though right now.
Okay, then it should work for your phone.
I don't understand. I don't want to send a message. This is weird. Okay.
Oh,
I've never
because
seen...
I think because you made me the host.
Oh, you're the host to make yourself. Gotta host yourself.
Mhm.
Yeah. Sorry for the confusing. We're not so technically good, I guess.
No, it's a little weird switching from phone to laptop. That's a little bit weird.
That's what you have, eh? Okay. Yeah, I just turned my laptop. I just changed it.
Cool. So I'll show you guys this real quick because I think this is this is seriously so helpful. Like that's a really good point about the screen record. And I wish I knew about this sooner because now I'm able to use it more often. Okay, so for mine, it's right here. So I'm gonna swipe down. So for Android, I swipe down and then I swipe down one more time and I swipe to the right and I have a few options here. I have screen record. You can see it's the second one from the top on the second row on the left. I tap screen record and it gives me a few options. I can do sound, and I've done that before. One time I was in a call and I wanted to show someone. I literally did no sound, so that worked. But I could do media sounds or media sounds plus the mic. So if I media sounds and mic, it'll also pick up my voice. Hit start recording. And it's saying I can't record right now because my microphone is in use. So I'll just do the other example. All right, so it does a little countdown, 1, 2, 3, and then it goes, and now it's recording. So let's say I wanted to, explain how to use the app and how to get to something. I would, do whatever I need to do, explain it to them. And then when I'm done, I would hit the stop button on the recording, and then it would save directly to my gallery. Were you guys able to see that? Because it looked like it cut out a little bit.
Yeah, I think it gets messed up because your camera's on the phone in the Zoom, and then just try not to do it while zooming. I'd recommend. Cool.
Yeah. So Exactly.
Well,
Yeah, it's pretty much it. As far as the tips, if anyone wants to message me directly or leave anything comments below, I'm definitely happy to answer anything. Is there anything that maybe you want to add, Jared?
No, I mean, just, yeah, like the first couple times it could be a little shaky, but it's like riding a bicycle, you know, once you get the hang of it, it's easy, and we can walk you through it, you know, just,
yeah, if you ever have any questions, just reach out. Don't struggle. Like, we probably have answers.
don't give up.
Definitely just keep on, like, it's having fun with it. It's just like, you know, you'll get into flow state once you understand these things better, because it takes me a long time. But thank you so much, Kevin. Sure. Yeah, thanks so much. That was so helpful.
Yeah, welcome.
Questions are my biggest.
Does anyone want to share some wisdom? Does anyone want to share some success stories that Alicia and Kelly? I've seen you guys posting some TikToks and getting used to it. Do you want to share some success stories or what you've liked so far about what you've done? Or some challenges that you've had?
I'm still just learning, and like this is my first time on TikTok, so making these Muscle May ones has been a fun learning process, and I'm still just learning as I go. I downloaded Split or Splice, and I was trying to like figure it out, and I'm just like have a hard time with a lot of these apps and stuff. Just like once you get the tools down and how to access them and stuff, I know it's a lot, because I've tried to do a lot with like music apps too, of like producing music and stuff, and they're kind of similar with the video ones. So it's just like really learning them. But I think you guys are doing a great job of just helping really guide the access to those tools. So it's just trying them out and then just editing, getting them down. So
yeah,
I'm
and
excited.
Also don't be shy about looking on YouTube as well for the specific app they're using and how to use it, or tutorials, because I swear I've learned almost everything on YouTube, like just by watching other people do it and tutorials. Alicia, you were going to say something? Oh, go ahead.
Speaking of, I got these guys doing TikTok right now in the background. Sorry about all the noise.
The kids are on the TikTok.
Yeah, I've been
You're gonna
loving
say something,
it.
Alicia?
Yeah, I've been loving trying it out. It's like a lot easier than I thought it would be, actually. And I ended up doing Hyperlapse was this app that I downloaded, and that was to get the videos faster. And so I use that, and then you can just choose it in the TikTok and it uploads, and that's been easy to use. I'll have to take a look at a lot of these other ones, but that's what I've been doing. And
yeah, if it works for you, then then it's perfect. You know what I mean? That sometimes people get like, oh, I try this one. If something's working great for you, then it's good to stick to that one.
The music is really cool, because like Instagram's all video or like images, but then TikTok's really taking on the music and video on another level. So that's obviously the way things are going too.
Yeah, it was originally called Musical.ly, and it was designed for music and lip syncing and stuff like that. And then it changed into TikTok into what it is now.
Cool. Thanks so much, you guys.
Yeah, I just want to say
Welcome.
I just want to say, Kelly, with Splice, let me walk you through it, because it just took Jared to walk me through that. And once you get it, you'll do it. So we'll do that together. Let me know. Okay. Thank you so much, Kevin.
All right. Thank you, guys. Absolutely. See you guys next week.
Thank you.
Thank you, Allison. Good.
Thank you.
Good night, guys.
Bye.
Bye.